Right, so welcome back, everybody. Fortnite Season 8 Battle Pass. That's right, the game has changed. Things have happened. We've already watched the cutscene. Anyway, thank you for joining us. A big shout out goes out to the guys over at youtube.com. Also, a massive shout out goes out to the guys over at twitch.tv. I wanted to do this stream just to kind of go over what's new on Fortnite, what Season 8 is bringing. Before we begin, we're going to do a massive shout out to the sponsors because without them, this wouldn't be possible. A massive shout out goes out to Cinch Gaming, City Keys, and not forgetting those infamous people over at Razor.com. Also, we've got the infamous T4 Army merchandise. And not forgetting G2A.com. And G4G and Streamlines, keeping those donations lit live and Streamlines. So if you guys ever want to donate to the live stream, or you just want to feel like helping me flex and buy that goddamn Lambo, then use G4G and Streamlines and donate to the stream and support your boy T. But without further ado, let's jump straight into this. As you can clearly see, the layout, the look is very tropical. There's a volcano. So anyway, before we delve in, I thought we'd go playground, because that way we will explore it together. We'll see what we can find in the awesome game. Don't forget, guys, you can come and check me over at discord.com. If you guys are at school, or if you're at college, or at university, or work even, you can come and chat with me on discord.com, where you guys can talk to me live while I'm streaming. So anyway, as you can see from the map, there is a lot of change. There isn't a lot of change over that side of the map. You know, Viking Hill, all that is still the same. Polar Peaks, all the same. And then over down here, Lucky Landings and all that, that's all the same. Even with Paradise Palms, all the same. And then we start to see some changes. Dusty's still the same. Salty, Retail. Even Loot Lake and Tilted is still the same. And also the snow in Snobby Shores is gone as well. And then, obviously, over at Junction, there isn't much of a change. And the block is one big change. The block is here now. And then, as we come over to this part here, this side of the map is massively changed. You've got Lazy Lagoon now, where Lazy Links used to be. It's absolutely lovely over here. I love this part of the game. There's this little city over here called Sunny Steps. And then you've got the volcano, where obviously the slave was. It's all dope. They've also got faces on mountains. There's 3 of them. And they're located in 3 different sections of the map. I'll show you where they are. The first one is right here, on top of that mountain there. We have the second one, which is this glacier looking thing here. It's right on the corner of this bit here. That's the second one. And then the third and final one is down here. Literally at the peak of this point here. So those are the 3 faces that are on Fortnite Season 8. If you guys want to do that challenge, that's how you get it done. Anyway, let's explore. Alright, this is where we at. So this is what we've got to explore. This area here. It's quite a vast area. And this is the volcano. It's just sick. But we'll do that bit last anyway. Let's deep dive on this. There's all these little vent things here. And if you land on them, they push you up. It's actually a challenge as well to get them in different matches. So if you are trying to do your challenges, that's part of the challenges. And you will see there's this really big change. This is so sick. I mean, this is totally Pirates of the Caribbean. You know what I'm saying? Like 100%. So much loot. I mean, there's loot everywhere. It's insane how much loot there really is. So obviously over that side, everything is pretty much the same. Nothing has changed. Where you start to see the change, you can see that, like, the trees here, they look like this. You see the trees? They look like this over here. And then they change to this style of tree. And then it starts to look like the Amazon rainforest, you know, like a little bit of a denser kind of forest. When you go in, even the plants, they're like very like tropically plant. Feels like extremely dense from where we were, and you got these cool little trees, like tropical trees that you'd see. It feels warm. That's what it feels like. When I'm running through it, I just and then you get this like sandy area. It's just nice. You just see all this like beautiful white sand and the grass, and you know, and it just feels and it just looks extremely good. Anyway, so the water's weird because when you start walking on it from the edge, nothing happens. And then there's this weird line. Can you guys see that sort of darkish line around the edge? So once you cross this line, you'll see my character then goes in the water. Before that, I'm kind of like above the water. I'm not properly in the water. His feet slightly disappeared, but it when he's running, it feels like I'm running on a solid ground. And then you go in the water over here and look, you see that? It starts to splash. And then it splashes. Really strange. And you can actually see this dark line all the way around the outside. I don't know what this signifies, but it's all the way around the outside. I don't know what that signifies, but it's there. Also, the goddamn ship. How can we say something without saying about the ship? The ship, this ship is absolutely insane. Like, literally, Pirates of the Caribbean, 100%. A lot to explore, a lot of things to collect on this boat. It's huge. I mean, I've seen the battles that have been going on in these ships are insane. And you got these cannons. These cannons are sick. You know, you can fire the cannons, obviously. Kablamo! But this is like the bottom of the ship. And if you break it, it's just water now. So it's literally like if we break out the side here, you'll actually see it's like literally the bottom of the ship. So it's pretty cool. And then come all the way up here onto this little platform thing here. Come into this like little, I'd say like a little village. And one really cool thing you can do with these cannons. Right, say for example, I want to go like up there somewhere. You go inside the cannon. You shoot it up, right? You can even aim yourself while you're in the cannon. You can aim it, right? Wherever you want to go. You can aim it. So say I want to go like all the way up here, right? Just fire yourself. And you'll break through the wall. It's the coolest thing ever. Literally, look, I've just got up all the way up here. I absolutely love it. I'm just like, damn. The loot amount now, personally, I think they've gone like OTT with it. There is so much loot now that there is no way someone can say, oh, I couldn't find this or I couldn't find that. It's a bit puzzling as to how this has come about from there being just a couple of cracks inside of the map. One thing that's really, really fascinating, which we'll get to in a minute, is the volcano over there. But I just want to bring you guys over to these springs over here. They're pretty cool. They've kept the zip lines in, but they've got rid of the planes. So if you guys were a massive fan of the planes, be disappointed because there is no more aircraft. There is actually these little things here, these vent things. And these are actually part of the challenge as well. So you just go inside them in each match, and they are really good. For getting around really quickly, I love them. There's two ways, obviously, getting around these parts now. There's other than the zip lines, which will take you from point to point, or you've got these, which if you want to travel a little bit further, a little bit faster, it kind of like makes your journey just that little bit better. But you can see like the map has completely changed, you know, with the way that things look. Even the colors pop a little bit more. Like if something's green, it looks a little bit greener. If something was like yellow, it looks a little bit more yellowy. Look at, I mean, just the balloons I've got on. I find like this part of the map, there is a lot more places you can actually hide. Not hide in the sense of like, oh, I'm being a pussy, I'm gonna hide. But more in the sense of, oh, I can evade, detect. Like, say, for example, you want to do a solo squad. You can, without the problem of, oh, there's so many people around here. So, this is the other area over here, which we're going to explore momentarily. I love the outfits that they've got. They are so sick. I can't wait to actually unlock that skin. This area is pretty sick. I like it. It's a bit like when Viking Hill first came about. It reminds me a lot like how that was. I know it don't look like a Viking Hill, but it's just the layout of the place, and and there is a lot of loot here. They've gone quite in depth with this, with the way that things look here, and like the fire, and I think it looks really nice. You know, it's really well sort of presented, and it makes you want to have a little look around and explore. And a lot of people are coming to these places as well during the matches because it's just a really, really beautiful place to look at. I mean, if you just look at that, for example, it looks pretty sick. Next place on the map is the magical face. So here, can you see that beautiful face? There it is. Look at that. I put it in a round circle for you. This is one of the faces. This is the only one on this side of the map. So where I'm standing, this is the only one over this side of the map. The other two are completely south. So if you want to do this challenge, I'd suggest you go do the one south first and then come and do the one here last. But that's the ugly mug that you're looking for. I'm not a massive fan of the hoverboards that much. I don't know if Fortnite did that on purpose to kind of like take the fun out of it. I'm not sure, but okay. Let's have a little looky what we have here. So you can see like there's a weird line that because you can see from like the way the mountains are, like there's a weird line that like starts over here and it works its way round like this. You see that line? And it goes all the way around here and all the way around. And that's like a separation between these kind of trees to like the standard like Lonely Lodge sort of layout. And that's the separation, and that's where the map then goes back to the old map. But I've got a feeling like all over that way there, this is all gonna eventually it's all gonna change. Even Dusty, I reckon, is gonna change because a lot of the changes have happened like literally like around this area here, like from like up here all the way around this way. That's all the changes that they've done. Right, let's go explore that goddamn volcano. There's a little building just here that I'm going to aim for first before we head up. You can do it. This chest is near enough 9 times out of 10 is always here. So you're going to go all the way up to the volcano. As you get further up the volcano, you'll actually see... This is a really bad place to have a fight, by the way. Especially if someone's got high ground over you, because, oh my god, is it like a nightmare to kill them. Okay. So... top of the volcano, everyone. Here we are at the top of the volcano. Please. Why no balloons? And then there's one right at the end. This reminds me of Lord of the Rings, right? Reminds me of Lord of the Rings. Right, you got to be real careful here. As soon as you get your glider out here, that's it. It's going to take you, okay? You're going with the flow. I don't know if anyone saw the film, but doesn't that remind you of Lord of the Rings if you fall down there, right? This is the bit when Frodo throws the ring into the lava. I wonder if they got the idea from that. I don't know. But anyway, we'll fall down, and you can't actually fall. You'll just keep doing this weird gliding thing. If you guys remember the purple square that was in the game before, that's exactly what it's like. And if you just stay, it'll just take you up and away. That all leads round, and in the same respects, you have to kind of like land without gliding. You can't die from it, but it does kind of like burn you. It'll actually give you some damage, look. But you jump like this, look, like his feet are on fire. He's like, oh, that stings. That stings. So if you stay on there long enough, you can eventually die. Again, to get the challenges done, you can actually use these ones here to get you up. You got to do 7 in 7 different matches, or 5, I think it is, something like that. And yeah, if you really want to punish your guy, just keep jumping on the goddamn lava. So that's the volcano, and that's the whole part. And there's also another challenge, pirate camp. These are what they're called. They look like this roughly. Some are bigger, some are smaller. They all have a flag like that from Spectre. There's 7 of them, and you have to go to all 7 to get your challenge done for week 1. So that's a couple of helps there I've given you guys. So hopefully you appreciate. Anyway, we're gonna head off. We're moving away from the new area. Very nice. Thank you, Fortnite, for doing a good job. I think they've done a pretty good job. I was hoping for dinosaurs, but beggars can't be choosers. And I'm just gonna take you guys to the other side of the mountain, to where the other 2 faces are before we finish. Nailed it. Yep. Absolutely nailed it. We'll go to see the goddamn face. Just there. You can see it. There's the face. You see it? There it is. Look. There's that ugly mug. So this is what you're looking for. You're looking for this. There's that little house here on the hill, and it's just in front of you. It's pretty cool. So that is just over here where we are now, which is there. And now we're gonna head over here, which is gonna be the last place that you're gonna find a face. So yeah, this is the other place that has got an actual face on the face of the cliff. This one's quite cool. It looks like Shrek. Feel free to disagree, but that's what it looked like to me. When I saw it the first time, I was like, a hairy Shrek. But then some people said it looks like a king. Anyway, let's have a look. There it is. There's the ugly mug. That's the other face. When you get near them, you actually get, then you unlock the actual face. They've added some aspects to the game, which is very similar to Apex Legends. Probably they don't want people to say this, but it is, which is like the pinging thing. I don't know if you see that waypoint over there. And then when I turn around, you see this little round circle on the left-hand side on my screen. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me do it on the other side. Yeah, you should be able to see that. So there's like, it's showing this little weird thing. It's not weird. It's just a little thing. Be lucky. Balloons! God damn you. Be lucky. Balloons! Ugh. Be lucky. Balloons! Ugh. Okay. Be lucky. Balloon! Oh, for God's sake, man. Weapon-wise, there was rumors of the drum gun coming back. But its appearance hasn't come. No drum gun. If it is coming, I don't know. But at the moment, there's no drum gun. What I can say is the cannons are pretty cool. I'll put an arrow here, but you'll see like there is a circle which is showing where my ping is. And even if you put like a waypoint, it does the same noise as it does on Apex Legends. Also, say for example, you find this llama here and you're like, oh, I want my friends to see this. But in-game, you can actually put a waypoint to where things are. So any of this stuff here, you could just aim at it, and where it says pickup, it'll also say waypoint, and you just press the button and it'll put a waypoint to it. Right, we're going back to the mountain. Look at that. It's so dope. And when you get to see the cutscene, it looks sick. The cutscene on it is pretty cool. I really like the cutscene. Another small little thing I just want to touch on. They've put birds and like flying things. Like they had butterflies before, but now they've put birds, especially if you come over to the pirate ship area. Yeah, look. Is it a bird? Is it a bat? I don't know. Oh, it's going night now. Typical. Look. Look. So I thought that was pretty cool because I haven't seen anything like that. And then if you go to like the bit over that side, you'll see like reddish birds and then like more tropical kind of birds. It was just a really cool little touch that they've done. So there's a new part, another new part, which is obviously the block. So the new block is pretty crap, if you ask me. Domino told me that there's a sword, there's a really good loot here or something. Like there's a chest, you always get really good loot from it or whatever. I was just like, yeah, okay, cool. But in terms of the block itself, I don't think it's all that. I think it's pretty... I think it's supposed to be like a pirate castle or something. I'm not 100%. I don't think it's all that. It doesn't really have any real finesse. It runs with the current theme, don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. It does run with the current theme, but I think this looks pretty boring. We came here yesterday and I was just like, compared to what's happening over there, this is pretty boring. Right, so that's it. Thank you very much for joining us on this little epic episode. Looking at Season 8 on Fortnite. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I just want to say a massive thank you to everybody for joining us. A big shout out goes out to the guys over at YouTube.com. Also, a big shout out goes out to the guys at Twitch.tv. Jesus Christ, Twitch is blowing up. Big shout out goes out to the sponsors. Without them, this just would not be possible. Massive shout out goes out to Cinch Gaming, City Keys. And not forgetting the infamous people over at Razor.com. Also, the T4 Army merchandise, G2A.com, and not forgetting G4G and Streamlabs. If you guys ever want to donate to the stream, that's the place to do it. Over at G4G and Streamlabs. But until the next Fortnite adventure, everybody. Until then, as always, stay safe, stay awesome, and peace.